it's changed over the years, but primarily all of it is personal. So there's some aspect of what something that's bothering me or something that I want to kind of deal with. Um, I'll talk to you about the piece I'm working on now. Um, the piece I'm working on now started because I saw a lot of shows and a lot of things going on about equality, Black Lives Matter, all of this stuff. And I'm not a political person in terms of creating work about politics, although I vote and I'm concerned. Um, so I thought, what can I do about this? So the subject is you know, I'm watching these the protests and everything, and I thought, what do I do? So one of the actions that I saw is how they take the tear gas canisters and kind of annihilate them so that they don't work. And they put them inside a cone or inside of some canister with the water, shake it, and then there's no smoke. And I thought, God, that is the best action anyone can have against a violent action for them. You know, it just dissipates everything. It takes that violence and turns it nullified. So I said, okay, so I'm going to do something about this. That smoke and the way the images look, because the photographs were amazing that I was seeing. And that's where it started. And then it became, a second part became, I happened to be reading a book of poems by a woman named Mary Howe. And there was a poem by the title of Sorrow. And Sorrow, that poem just like hit home. So that poem's on the painting. So I have the cone with the tear gas coming out of it. The poem comes in, and then there's this flag effect. It's I always like kind of like a very geometric setting. So there are lines and squares running through it. And then I'm on FaceTime with my granddaughter, and she is yelling at the top of her lungs because that's what 3-year-olds do. And I have a picture of her with her mouth like open, huge, kind of like yelling at the world, I guess. And then there's another one of her like playing peekaboo with her dad. So it's almost like covered with her hands like this. So both of those images make it onto the painting. And it was strange because I was at FIU one afternoon and there was a road in front of us and there's this emptiness. So there's a little image of like this emptiness of a road because we're in the middle of a pandemic. And then other things came about, like a pendant that my stepdaughter gave me for Father's Day made it into the piece. And now I'm beginning to kind of really get involved in it. And that's been about 2 months worth of work just to get it started. And I think that's how the work gets made. It's about my life, what I think, what's going on. I love letters and the residue of letters in the work because the words don't always stay, they go away. And you know, it just gets made piecemeal by little things that are important. So I have paintings that deal with leukemia. You know, I have paintings that deal with my own kind of love for myself, like realizing that I need to do that for myself because I always forget. Paintings that deal with coming down from New York, paintings about a student that became kind of an added person in my life, and he called me his, you know, second father, and that was important. You know, paintings about insecurity and those kind of problems. So it just comes from me, and then they get put together visually, just like puzzles. And I love when people look at them and get lost in them. And that's kind of the great thing. That's why there's so many layers, so many things, because it's about discovery for you as well as for me. So kind of that's where it comes from.